Yo, what's up, everybody? I want to thank you for tuning in to another one of my reviews. And I will be reviewing The Shy, Season 4, Episode 6, entitled Candyman. There are about 10 to 12 people who ask me every week to review The Shy, and every week I tell y'all no, but y'all have been persistent. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to review The Shy, and y'all better listen. No, I'm just playing, but I love this show. It's one of the few shows that I love every character on the show, flaws and all. So, if this is your first time coming to my YouTube channel and listening to one of my reviews, welcome. If you are a returning family member, you already know what it is, and it's always good to engage with y'all. So, y'all know how I do. Let's get right into it. So, we found out that it was Brandon's mom who shot Duda. And that shocked the hell out of me. I don't know about y'all, but I was not expecting that. She wasn't even someone who I considered as a suspect. I mean, that was really good. That was a really good shocker, at least for me, because I did not see that coming. And so she basically told Duda that he ruined her life and now she was taking his, and she happily walked her ass the hell off. I said, well, okay, gangster, come on now. She did that. She did. She did that. Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. As cricket as Duda is, I love me some Duda. That's my baby. So when he flatlined in the ambulance, my heart dropped, and I was like, I felt like Ike Turner and What's Love Got to Do with It when it ain't funny, but when Anime tried to overdose and he was in the ambulance and he was like, "You down me, I'ma kill you." I was like, "Duda, you down me, I'ma kill you now." But I was so happy when he came to. The Shy Guy better stop playing with my baby. That was a close call. And I mean, he is as cutthroat as they come, but I love him. Duda is my toxic crush, okay? He's my toxic crush, and but I'm okay with that. Now, this Lord, y'all have been going in on Gemma, baby. Lord bless that little girl, cause woo, the fans, the viewers, my God. But so we see the three of them in class, and Gemma and Jake are kikiing all in Kevin's face. And I was like, oh my damn. I was like, come on, y'all now. Come on now. Now, like I said, a lot of y'all have been on, a lot of people, not necessarily y'all listening, but a lot of people have really been coming for Gemma. I mean, all pressure for Gemma. But you know what? I was like, I was Gemma at 15. So I have an exceedingly amount of grace for her because I can understand being in that position. I'm going to tell y'all just a small portion of the story. I think I'm going to put the whole story on my Patreon if you want to listen to it. The link will be in the bio. The bio. The link will be in the description box. But I was Gemma. But unlike her, I did not come in between two friends. Mine may have been even more foul because I intentionally started getting close to one of my good friends' boyfriend. And it began innocent. It began with innocent conversations on the phone, which she gave him my telephone number, and I would never understand that. But he was a preacher's kid, so I would go to Bible study um on Wednesday nights, not just to see him. I did love God at 15, okay? So let me throw that out there. Now, the feelings that we were experiencing was something neither of us could contain or control. And I know that sounds crazy because I said I was 15, but our situation was not an ordinary 15-year-old saying that's my girlfriend or that's my boyfriend. We were legit and genuinely in love with each other, so much so that our parents were heavily involved in the relationship. They was like, y'all ain't no kids coming out of here. So once it became a relationship, our parents were very active in orchestrating when we could see each other. When he came over to my house, he was always at my house. He ate with us. We watched videos, music videos all the time. Both of us are musically inclined and just obsessed with music. But even in the midst of getting these emotional feelings for this guy, on the other hand, I had to deal with hurting someone who I did love and who was a good friend of mine. And so it was in that moment that I also had to understand that my decision affected my friend and hurt my friend in a way that I wasn't expecting. And it hurt my friend in a way that I wasn't prepared to handle. It damaged her. And it took us about 3 to 4 months to get back to where we were in our friendship originally. And, I think at that age, yes, they are foul. And I think that they do understand, definitely understand the difference between right and wrong. But I also believe that 9 times out of 10 at that age, you do not have the rationale to rationalize the pros and cons of your decision. It's just, this is how I feel, and I want him or I want her, so I'm going to go for it. And we got adults who do the same exact thing. There is no rationalizing what they want to do. They just go for it, whether it be wrong or right. And I'm like, we got Dom. Dom ass slept with a father and a son, and she ain't get half of the static that Gemma got. But we gonna get back to that. So let's deal with this scene. So Kevin throws a pencil and he hits Jake. Jake ignores it. Gemma picks up the pencil, places it on Kevin's desk, and she tells him, don't. So Kevin asks Jake, you just gonna ignore me like that? Jake lets him know ain't shit to say, which I guess at this point, what can you really say? The deed has been done. The hurt is there. And so Kevin gets up and pushes Jake, then proceeds to knock the entire hell out of him, which Jake deserves it. The teacher the teacher tries to break it up, but he gets elbowed by Kevin in the process, which breaks the teacher's nose. And the entire class like freezes up and just stares at Kevin. And I'm just like, this is very dramatic. But I get it though. That was something. That was something. So the next scene, we see Maisha and Papa. I'm not going in like scene by scene, it just as it comes. So Maisha and Papa were chilling, and Papa was basically telling her that he wanted to cancel his podcast because he can't get any guests and he doesn't feel like people are listening anyway. And Maisha really encourages him. She was like, I told you, it's not going to happen fast. Just stick with it. People are listening to you. And so we see that Papa keeps trying to get these famous people from Chicago on his podcast instead of, it being about the local community like he originally meant for his podcast to be. So in the process, we see that a magazine has reached out to Maisha for a photo shoot. Even though I felt Papa was sincerely happy for her, it's still a sting when things aren't happening the way that you want for yourself and you see other people flourishing around you. I think that's something, no matter what age, we deal with to some extent. So Dre, Nina, and Kevin. Now, I don't think Nina has always been the best mother. But then also she's a mom and she's probably tired of them damn kids. So when they get back to the house, we find out that Kevin has been suspended indefinitely, which I thought was straight up BS. I understand that he broke the rules, but I don't remember Kevin ever getting into trouble at any other time. I could be wrong, but I don't recall that. And I think the decision to suspend him indefinitely was rather harsh. So Nina basically tells Kevin he has no words. She has no words for him, and that he can F up his life if he wants to. And she kindly walks her happy ass back to the room. I was like, okay, maybe she just wasn't in the place to deal with him. I'll give her a pass for that. I could respect Dre's perspective, and she basically wanted Kevin to understand that the decisions he's making now can affect him for the rest of his life. It makes no sense to ground you because we've grounded you, and it doesn't yield any, beneficial fruit. So he was basically like, so if I can go chill with Papa. And she was like, yeah, go ahead, go ahead. So, which I could understand that, because she said her and Nina needed some time. So Dom and Tiff, they get an opportunity to go into business with this white lady. I didn't trust her. Did the heifer even say anything? I don't even remember she had any lines. But anyway, I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. And thank God for Dom. I never thought I'd say that. But thank God for Dom, because I'm like, Tiffany would have taken whatever amount was offered and not required this woman to pay her for what she's worth. And that happens a lot to a lot of black people who really are not business minded and don't know a lot about business, and they only see the upfront money that's being, promised or offered to them. And it's like, don't sell your stuff. If you have an idea, own your stuff. I am so into ownership, where you don't let anybody come in and take a piece of what you created until you can make a multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar deal. That's how I feel about it. Somebody coming in here offering you chump change for your business because they can see the impact that they're gonna have or what they're gonna make off of your invention and your creation. So anybody out there who have a great idea, don't let nobody come and buy your idea for chump change. Make them pay for what it's worth if you decide to go that route. So Rosalind does a press conference addressing the shooting of her husband, and she lets it be known to the police department that either they are going to join in with them or they're going to get ran over. And I was like, yes, Rosalind, let's go. Let's do this. I like this. I like this authoritative side of her. And I do believe that she can do great things in the mayor's office and whatever she's trying to do in politics. I believe Rosalind has the ability to do it. Later on, Rosalind could tell that dude I was expecting Tracy to show up to the hospital. So so Rosalind obviously communicates with her and let her know. So Tracy shows up. Now I understand that they have an open marriage and all that good stuff like that, but I'm not about to go get the hoe that you sleeping with to come see you in the hospital. I was like, wow, okay. Oh, okay. Now, I was shocked. I will say this. I was shocked that Roz showed signs of compassion and love concerning Duda being shot. And I don't remember them really being like affectionate or compassionate towards each other since Rosalind has been introduced to us. But I'm like, I really was blown because I'm like, I see that, I guess regardless of the situation, that's still her husband. So like when she was in the hospital, she kissed him on the forehead, and I was like, dang, do she love him? Like, is this genuine? I don't know because we've always seen them at odds or in conflict. So it was a very different feeling that I had watching her be that way towards him because it just has not been shown. And so later on, we find out that Duda tells Rosalind who shot him. And he also tells her that he had Brandon killed because Brandon had been talking to the feds. And I was like, wow. Everything just not came full circle. I do have some questions about that situation though, but you know what? The writing is so good, I'm gonna let it slide. So, so let's go to this podcast. Lord Jesus. Lord bless Papa Heart. Papa is one of them friends that, let me tell you, if y'all can hear this ice cream machine, this ice cream truck, I'm sorry. Ice cream truck don't even come in this darn neighborhood. I don't even why they decided to come today. But anyway, that just blew me. So, like I said, bless Papa's heart. He means well. He really does. But sometimes I believe Papa oversteps. You cannot force people to be ready to talk about a painful and hurtful situation because when you do, blow ups occur and nothing gets accomplished, just like this particular scene. So Papa ends up tricking Kevin, Jake, and Gemma to show up at his house. They were not feeling it. I wouldn't have felt it either. I really wouldn't. And Jake, he called Papa out about what was really going on. He was like, you're not really trying to bring people together. You're basically trying to get ratings for your podcast. Papa did not deny it, which I love about him. He didn't deny it. Papa said he was trying to kill two birds with one stone. And they are better than me because I would not have talked about that situation on his podcast, especially while you're trying to process everything that is going on. Processing that you did hurt someone, or Kevin processing the hurt that was inflicted upon him, and even Kevin dealing with how he was treating Gemma, because I don't want to slide over that. I think that a lot of people have ignored that when you that young and your boyfriend talking to you crazy, bye. I'll go find somebody else. Now, I don't think her being with Kevin is payback or retaliation against Kevin. I just believe that Jake is someone who she genuinely likes, and I'll get more into that a little later. So Gemma was the first one who agreed to do it. So she sits down, then Kevin, and then Jake. Long story short, Gemma felt like Kevin never had her back. Jake felt like Kevin hasn't always been loyal to him, even though Kevin feels like he's always had Jake's back. Gemma did tell Kevin that she still loves him, so he kind of like, laughed it off. He was being, sarcastic. And so he asked her, if you love him, then why are you with Jake? And so her response was she needed something different. And she looked at Jake with this look like, and he is my different. So let me stop, because I saw a lot of comments from many different platforms that was stating that when Papa asked Gemma, what did she mean by wanting something different? And Kevin was like, yeah, what do you mean by that? Before she could answer, Maisha kind of, stepped in and was like helping the sister out. She was like, just because, I think she said something along the lines of, just because she started with you doesn't mean she was meant to end up with you. And, I felt that. I really did. I felt that. I thought that was a genuine thing, because but when you're that age and you have had sex with someone, they were your first, you kind of have this mentality, or you have this false reality that this is who you just gonna be with. You don't see yourself being with someone else. This is all that you see. And I do get that. But at the end of the day too, I think we are, seeing a realistic depiction of the changing of their dynamics as friends. Now I will say this. I had never heard of this in my life. I have never heard of a homie hopper. That took me out. I laughed so hard because I was like, she a what? A homie hopper? I ain't never heard of that. But that was funny. It was funny. But I had never, heard that saying before. Um, Jake was pretty quiet the whole time, but you could tell by the look on his face that he didn't like Kevin calling Gemma that. And so at this point, Gemma and Kevin started just going at each other. They were just going back and forth. And so Kevin was like, F this, and he left. Then, Gemma and Jake followed. And Papa was like, but it's not over. She said, no. No, he said it's not done. She said, no, I'm done. But back to what I was saying about what Maisha said concerning, what was different. And there were a lot of people saying, well, you saw she couldn't even tell them what was different about Jake, or what was and I said, now, grown people can't even tell you why they with somebody. We expect a 14, 15-year-old to be able to specifically say what is so different about this person. He's just not Kevin. That's the only difference she probably could say. He's not you. He is something completely different. In all aspects, she probably can't verbalize what is so different, or what was it, or what is it about Jake. And, people have made their speculations. I don't believe that it has anything to do with Jake being more rugged, or Jake being more, you know, I guess hood, as I saw some people say, a bad boy. I don't think it has anything to do with that, because for the most part, I don't believe, since we've seen Jake and Gemma get close, I don't believe that he has really displayed any of those things to her. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that he likes her too. Like I said, I get more into their dynamic um a little bit later. So Keisha and Christian, I like them. I'm not gonna hit on every scene or whatever, but I do like them. And she agreed to go to dinner with Christian. He wanted to cook for her, but she, told him that she didn't feel comfortable going to a stranger's house, which is completely understandable after everything that she has gone through. And I was just happy to see Keisha entertain the thought of opening herself to the dating world again. And I think that Christian is very understanding. That he's just a genuinely nice guy. I hope he stays that way. And just, after what she's been through, I don't think Keisha should go through any other pain, nothing toxic ever again. What we saw last season, it we all went through it. I just want to see Keisha happy. I really do. I want to see Keisha happy. And everything was going well on their date. And he attempted to touch her hand, and Keisha started having like a panic or an anxiety attack. And he coached her through it. And I was like, that is so beautiful. Like, I'm loving this dynamic. And after she gets back to breathing normally, she tells him thank you. And then they leave Smokey's to go to this cupcake shop that he told her about. So Maisha killed her photo shoot, killed it, killed it. Her mom and papa was there. I was surprised and utterly happy to see her mom there supporting something that Maisha was doing that was positive, because we knew the situation with Maisha mama having all these kids, Maisha having them in school to help raise these kids. So it was refreshing to see the mom there, and she looks like her appearance looks to be a whole lot better, like she's more healthier. So I was really happy to see that dynamic. So she was getting interviewed, and we found out that some of her songs have gone viral, and she was asked, does she want a future in music? And Maisha was like, I just want to graduate from high school with honors. I said, that's right, baby girl. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Aim high, aim high. So I really did like that. Now here gonna Papa. When when the interviewer asked, so is this your boo? And he was like, I sure am. And I was like, this is her interview. This is Maisha's interview. Sit back, be seen, and be quiet like her mama. We don't need you to talk right now, Papa. Even though I like you, shut up. And so when but Papa just comes off so innocent, you know what I'm saying? So when she was asked where could people hear her music, before Maisha could answer, he says Papa's pulpit. And I was like, no, Papa, no, you didn't just do that. This is her interview. This is her interview. And so, he he pulls out his card and, is like unctioning Maisha to give it to the person. And so I was like, I knew that wasn't good. Because I could tell the look on Maisha's face that she was not feeling it at all. But we gonna deal with that. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper with that scene. So uh so so Jake and Gemma are on Jake's bed. She's sitting on his lap. And they're discussing how to handle the situation with Kevin. Should they apologize or not? When they were doing the podcast, when they sat down, Gemma was like, what we did was not cool, and we're both really sorry. Now, Jake has not verbalized him being sorry, which I feel he should apologize. I really do. I feel he should apologize. Just for the role he played in this thing. Gemma pretty much apologized for them both. Now, I don't expect Jake and Gemma to continually apologize to Kevin, but I do believe there should be one offered up to him from Jake, because that is his boy, it's his best friend. So, he was like, we can, but it's not going to change anything. And he was basically telling her that we should just do what makes us happy. And then they started, kissing or whatnot. So when we see them again, Gemma is in between his legs, laying on the bed, kissing. I said, wait, what the hell? Wait a minute. So Trig opens the door and he's covering his face. He didn't want to see no little girl body, and I don't blame him. But she apologizes, and I love how Imani handled that situation, because she was like, we've all been young once before. Like, it's okay. You come with me so that, Trig could talk to his little brother. And I like that, because I have not been caught. Haven't been caught. I was never caught in a situation like that. But I think that, there's already this huge, stigma about sex, and it's such a taboo topic. So I love how it was depicted to make her feel like, no, it is okay. What you're feeling it is natural. It is okay, but, let's go talk. And so I enjoyed Trig and Jake's conversation, for Trig to show him that sex is not just this physical act that you just do with all these random people. You know what I'm saying? And so Jake, of course, he's young, so he's trying to understand, what Jake is talking about, what Trig is talking about, because Jake has been having sex for a long time. We've all known that from the show. And so, he was basically just telling him, like, make sure that it's special. Make sure you get to know her, what she likes, even when y'all not, hooking up, just be there, like her, show her that you like her. Because at first Jake was like, sex don't mean nothing. And so Trick was like, oh, Gemma doesn't mean anything to you. And he paused and he was like, she's different. And so even with Jake, I think Jake really likes Gemma. And if I remember correctly, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time that we have seen him really just likes a girl, like really like someone. And I think it's different. And that's why I say I do like them together. I don't agree with how they got together, but I do like their dynamic, because it's very different. Like, who would expect Jake to actually, fall for someone like Gemma? This smart girl, got a good head on the shoulders. She young, but it's a good dynamic to me. I'm sorry, I do like them, and I do like the talk that Imani had with Gemma, basically telling her, like, you don't have to be embarrassed, because Gemma was embarrassed. And she was like, I shouldn't have been doing this in your house. And, Imani told her, as long as you're giving consent and you're protecting yourself, I'm not here to judge you. And so Jake comes down to let her know that her dad is there. Where the hell is Gemma mama? Did they talk about her mom? I don't remember. Like, I don't remember if the mother is dead, if she's just the absentee mother. Where is this baby mama? Because Gemma definitely needs a motherly figure in her life, because it's just her and her dad. And I do remember last season when her and Kevin had sex for the first time. I believe I remember her telling him that she told her therapist that she wanted him to be her first. So I'm like, Gemma is in therapy. What is going on? We need more backstory with Gemma, with Gemma's life, because something is there that we just don't know about. But I need to see it. But I'm not hoping we are able to see more about her home life with her and her dad. And so daddy come get him. He like, let's go. Before they leave, she gives Kevin a hug, and the daddy kind of gave this look like, what the hell? I wish we could have heard what that conversation home was like. Because I really want to know, what did the daddy say? I really want to know that. So we get the brat, because I don't know her name and him. So we get the brat and Nina. Let me just say that Anita Baker's Rapture is a forever mood. And if you have never heard the whole entire song, I beseech you to go listen to it, because that song is amazing. But, Lord, Nina. So I was like, no, Nina. When the brat came over, she talking to her. Ooh, I love a woman who knows how to handle her liquor. I was like, get back, demon. Don't you try to bring up Abby home. But, it's sad because I don't like retaliation sex. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. But I also know that Dre is the reason for Nina's insecurity. Now, I understand you keeping a secret, but in a relationship, you can't tell me to keep a secret from my man unless I'm throwing him like a surprise birthday party. There are to be no secrets. I'm not messing up my home life for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, once Emmett found out, Dre should have told Nina what was going on. I understand Jada's wishes. She didn't want people to pity her or feel sorry for her, but I'm not messing up my marriage for you, sis. I love I love you, but I am not going to allow this to cause havoc at home. And the fact that Dre already knew Nina was being, suspicious, observant, questioning her. She should have just flat out told her, but she didn't. And I mean, even though, I feel like Nina was wrong, I do understand her thought processes in that moment. Even though we know Jada isn't gay or isn't a lesbian, anything can happen. But I was just like, Lord, now they got to deal with this. So to wrap it up, Amon, Teyana Taylor's husband, his sexy self, made an appearance on the show. He has a weed business, and he makes a proposition to Dom and Tiff, which would be beneficial for all parties involved. Now, Tiff and Dom both look like they wouldn't mind climbing that ladder. I'm just saying, and I don't blame them, because that is one sexy specimen of a man. And I was just like, Lord, he's fine. But both of y'all, and see, I don't know. They already done share one man. They might not care about sharing another one. I don't know, because we already know what Tiff is on. Tiff is on some open marriage bull crap, and she was saying that Dante was going to be the only man that she was going to be with. But I don't know now, being how she looked at Amon, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name, but I'm just saying. So Maisha and Papa break up. I knew that was coming. She was she said we can do this over FaceTime. I had to come here. And so he was just like, he doesn't think they should mix business with pleasure, which I agree to a certain extent. And, he was just like, I just think we shouldn't do it. She was like, that's fine. He was like, that's fine. Like, she didn't have a rebuttal. She was like, yeah, I think that's a great idea. Matter of fact, we need some space. And he was like, space? I don't think I want space. She said, well, I do. And she left. So some people were like, she got a big head. She done got that photo shoot. She got the big head. I didn't look at it that way. The scene I didn't talk about was when she treated him and they were eating in his bedroom. And so she felt like, she asked him, what made you, plug your podcast? It was her. It was my moment. And I understood her fully. I didn't think she was being conceited, with, or arrogant with that. And so she was like, basically, because he said, you want me to be in your shadow? And her response was, you didn't mind when I was in yours. You know what I'm saying? And I understood that too, because I think a few episodes back, I think Papa said something along the lines of you're supposed to be the Coretta to my Martin or something like that. And I think that, somebody need to talk to Papa because he's very sweet, but he also needs to learn, like, you can't always impose your thoughts, your beliefs, and your desires on other people and then act like yours are superior to others because they're not. And he got a lot to learn. He little boy. So last scene of the night, um, Keisha comes downstairs and she see her mom at the table and she was like, "Hey, mom." And Nina turned around like, "What the hell? Y'all trying to leave me alone?" She just going through her other stuff. She got guilt. She's guilt ridden for what she did and all that other stuff. And Keisha was like, "I want my baby back." And I was like, "Damn, Po Tabitha, Po Tabitha Brown, like this, like so." I said, I mean, I'm not shocked though. I'm really not. Woo. But this was a great episode. Like the rest of them, this is a great episode. This has been a great season. I'm looking forward to next week. That is my review of The Shy season 4, episode 6, entitled Candyman. Y'all ease up off Gemma and ease up off Jake. Y'all need to stop. Don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff has been funny, but they are children, and they gonna make a lot of more mistakes. And a whole lot of us have said certain things that we would never do in life, and we've done some of those nevers. So the same way you want people to have compassion towards you, and respect your decisions, even though they may be crazy. These kids, let them live a little bit. Let them live a little bit before. Team Jake and Gemma, and I'll holler at y'all later. Until next time. One.